Hey folks, welcome to another session of question answer. So let's start today's session from the last session question which I have given to you. So the question was Kerberos using which cryptographic technique for authentication? So what is this Kerberos? Let's understand this first. So suppose there is a client and there is a server, or we can say application server. This client want to access this application server. So how this can be accessed? There are two things here. One is authentication server and other is ticket granting server. And these servers are connected with a data database. So whenever a client want to access application server, what it will do? It will go first to authentication server. The task for authentication server is to authenticate whether the client or user is legitimate to access or not. So authentication server will send a response here. A request will be sent to authentication server. Response will be received having some timestamp, and this value will be managed in a database. Then with this again ticket granting server will be requested. Request will be sent here to ticket granting server, and based on the timestamp it will be matched and response will be sent to the client. This also will be managed with a database, and then if it get response for ticket granting server means now the client has access to application server, and from this it will access to application server for particular duration of time, and in response it will get whether he has access or not. So this is all the behind the scene of Kerberos server. So about cryptographic technique, traditionally Kerberos were using symmetric cryptography, but in current scenario, since many upgradation happened, it can use both symmetric as well as asymmetric cryptography. So if you will see the options here, we don't have any option where it is written both A and B or symmetric and asymmetric both. So considering the traditional scenario only, we need to mark the appropriate answer. So the most appropriate answer for this question will be symmetric, which is option B. Next question is, which is not a valid state of thread? So what are the valid state of thread? Running is there, blocked is there, parsing is not in a state of thread. Thread is also there. So the answer for this question is parsing. Next is 253.45.67.9 is which class of address? So this is class E of address. So what is the range for class A, B, C, D, E? So for class A is 0 to 127. So this range we need to check in first octet only. That is the first part only. So if the first part lies between 0 to 127, it will be class A. 128 to 191, class B. 192 to 223, class C. 224 to 239, class D, and 240 to 255, class E. So since 253 lies in this range, the correct answer will be class E. Next is a special method that is used to initialize a class object. Very simple question. Constructor. So constructor is a method which is used to initialize a class object. And what is destructor? Let me know in comment section. Next is, Sue is having trouble understanding some network concept and asks you to help identify address types. Which of the following is considered a layer 2 address? So what is layer 2 address? Layer 2 works on which address? Layer 2 works on MAC address. Layer 3 works on IP address. And layer 4 work on port address. So if we have to identify which is MAC address. So this is IP address, this is layer 7, that is website, this is port address, this is MAC address. MAC address is of 6 byte or 48 bits. Next is, in ER diagram, multi-valued attribute is represented as. So how the multi-value, what is multi-valued attribute? The attribute which can have more than one value. For example, phone number or email ID. A person can have more than one phone number or more than one email ID. So how it is represented? It is dashed over. So how this is represented? Entity is represented with a rectangle. Suppose there is an entity known as student. Student have many attributes. Let's say roll number, name. So roll number will be single. Roll number will be one only. Name will be one only. Aadhaar number will be one only. But phone number can be many. So it will be represented like this. Double oval. Sorry, dashed oval. Sorry, it's double oval only, not dashed oval. Dashed oval is represented for derived attribute. For example, if there is one attribute which is known as date of birth, so we can derive the age here. So age can be represented as dashed oval. So the correct answer for this is double oval. So I hope this is clear. Let's go to next question. If a host broadcasts a frame that includes a source and destination hardware address, what is hardware address? MAC address. And its purpose is to assign IP address to itself. So means we have MAC address and MAC to IP conversion we need to do. Which protocol at network layer does the host use? So MAC to IP, the protocol name is RARP, Reverse Address Resolution Protocol. And when we have given IP address and we need to assign MAC address, the protocol is ARP, Address Resolution Protocol. So here MAC to IP, so the correct answer is Reverse Address Resolution Protocol, RARP. Next question is, in OSI network architecture, the dialog control and token management are responsibility of. This is a very easy question. Dialog control and token management is responsibility of which layer? Answer is session layer. Next is, a message that is sent out on network and is destined for a group of system is known as, this is known as multicast address. So what is anycast, unicast and broadcast? So suppose there is a network or group of people. So whenever intents it one to one, that is unicast. What is broadcast? Broadcast is a group of network. There are many hosts. This is sender, and whenever the intent is to go to everyone or every device, addressing is broadcast. What is multicast? Broadcast and multicast having a very minor difference. In broadcast, the message will be received at all the destination. Whenever in multicast, a group of people will only receive the message, or a group of devices will only receive the message, not all the devices. And what is anycast? Anycast is near to sender. So there is sender, there are many receiver. Whoever will be the nearest to sender, only that will be receiving the message. That is anycast. I hope it is clear. Next is, which of the following is not a data definition language or DDL statement? So create is a DDL, drop is a DDL, alter is a DDL, delete is not a DDL, delete is a DML, data manipulation language. So correct answer for this is delete. Create is used to create table, table name, then attributes we have to define. Drop is used to delete the table, and alter is used to modify the table. Table means table structure. DML, what it do? It modifies the data within the table. So delete, update, insert, these are the DML statements. Default port for HTTP is, so what is default port for HTTP? It is 80. What is 443? It is the default port for HTTPS. What is 25 and what is 23? 23 is used for telnet and 25 is used for SMTP. I hope it is clear. Now let me know in comment section what is the port for default port for FTP. So you have two questions. One is default port for FTP and one I have asked above. Next question is, select star from employee where department underscore name is equal to CUMP-SCI. In the SQL given above, there is an error. What is the error? The error is in this part. Whenever we are using where clause will having the column name is equal to, and whatever the name we want to select, that should come in single quote and not in double quotes. So since double quote is there, option C is correct answer here. Error is in computer science only. Next is, which of the following statements are true about SQL query? Let's go with statements. First is, an SQL query can contain a having clause even if it does not have group by clause. This is wrong. Whenever a having will come, group by should also come. What is group by? Group by will group the data based on particular condition, and having is kind of where only with group by. Next is, an SQL query can contain a having clause only if it has a group by clause. This is absolutely correct statement. Next is, all attributes used in group by clause must appear in the select clause. Yes, if we are not using that attribute in select clause and we are using it in group by clause, group by, it will not work. Whatever we are want to use in group by, that must come in select also. And last is, not all attributes used by in the group by clause need to appear in select clause. No, this is wrong. We need to have the attributes which is in group by to come in select. So Q and R is only correct. So the correct answer is option C. Next is, which one of the following statement is false? Let's go to the statement. The data dictionary is normally maintained by the database administrator. This is true. What is data dictionary? Data dictionary is having all the information about database, like database name, field name, last name, what is the properties of the attributes and all those things. And it is maintained by DB only. Data elements in the database can be modified by changing the data dictionary. No. Data element can be modified with DML and not by changing data dictionary. Next is, the data dictionary contains the name and description of each data element. That's true. The data dictionary is a tool exclusively by the DBA. Yeah, this is also correct. So the false statement here is only option B. So the correct answer here will be option B. Next is, a list is given true, 50, 10. List.insert 2, 5. What does this do? List.insert, the syntax is 2, means the subscript is given 2 and the value is 5. So means we need to insert at subscript 2 the value 5. So it is 0. We have discussed this last day also. Indexing, it is 1, it is 2. So now 2 will be having the 5. So new list will come like this: true, 50, then at index 2 it will come 5 and 10. This is like this, it will come new list after here. Then print list, sum is sum of list. So first is the list will be printed, which is true, 50, 5, 10, and then sum is will be printed and we have to sum up the list. So when the mathematical operation will come, this true will be replaced with 1, and if it will be false, it will be replaced with 0. So what will the sum of this? 50, 55, 65 and 66. So the list will be there, true, 55, 10, sum is 66. So let's see, true, 50, 10, 5, no, it's not there. True, 55, 10, sum is 65, no, 66. Type error will not be there. True, 55, 10, sum is 66. So option D is correct here. I hope it is clear. The main catch here is, when we are using this operation, all the list will be converted to a homogeneous list. So true will be replaced with 1 only. Next is, which of the following type of testing done without planning and documentation? This testing is known as ad hoc testing. What is unit testing? Unit testing is testing at developer side. What is regression testing? Regression testing, the aim is, whenever we have developed something and we don't want to alter any existing functionality, to ensure that regression testing is performed. Next is, in point-to-point OSPF hello packets, in point-to-point network, OSPF hello packets are addressed to which IP address? So OSPF hello packets are addressed at 225.0.0.5. This is the correct answer. What is this IP address? 127.0.0.1. This is loopback address. Loopback address is used to check the connection within the same device or same network. So this is loopback address. And this 255.0.0.1, this is a reserve address, sorry. Next is software that enables the sharing of cloud providers physical compute and memory resource across multiple VMs. So we know the cloud concept, there is one physical resource and that is being shared with many of the devices or many of the resources through virtual machines. So this functionality or this software is known as hypervisor. Correct answer is hypervisor. What is SaaS? SaaS is the concept of cloud, software as a service. What is EC2? Easy compute, calculate. This is AWS concept, and this is also AWS Lambda is also AWS concept. Next is a sender S sends a message M to receiver R. So there is a sender, there is a receiver, and there is a message, which is digitally signed by S with its private key. In this scenario, one or more of the following security violations can take place. So here they are asking about security violations, not about attacks. So now let's go to the options or a statement here. S can launch a birthday attack to replace M with a fraudulent message. Second is a third party attacker Z can launch a birthday attack to replace M with a fraudulent message. R can launch a birthday attack to replace M with a fraudulent message. Which of the following are possibly security violations? So see, these two are attacks, these two are not security violations. This can happen, but the first one is a security violation. The sender itself is replacing the message. So the correct answer is one only. So option D is correct answer. What is VSAT in networking? What is VSAT? Full form is very small aperture terminal. This is widely used in banking, especially in remote area. You must have seen a small round set of antenna on the bank's roof. So this is VSAT, a small aperture terminal. Next is the best data structure to check whether an arithmetic expression has balanced parenthesis is. So whenever we need to check arithmetic expression has a balanced parenthesis or not, the best data structure which used is stack. So correct answer here is stack. And this question is for you, very simple question. Which command is used to compile a Java program? So let me know the answer for this question in comment section, as well as the question which I have asked between the session above in comment section. And this PDF I will share on Telegram channel. The link of the Telegram channel is given in description box. You can download the PDF from there. And if you have not subscribed the channel, please subscribe the channel. We will come up with another video in coming days. Thank you so much for watching. Have a nice day. Keep preparing, keep learning.